What's up, witches? It's Luna the Zen Witch with a second unboxing on October 1st, because the first one that I did left me terribly unsatisfied. And if we're kicking off the witchy month, we got to do it right. So here's your second unboxing video of the day, and it is the Fairy Blessing Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, one of my very favorite deck creators. And this is, it says, Healing Gifts and Shining Treasures from the Realm of Enchantment. Fairy Blessing Cards, Lucy Cavendish, artwork by Amy Brown. How many of you have Amy Brown things, either tins or ornaments or cards, greeting cards? This is published by Blue Angel. I mean, what a match made in heaven there, right? Lucy Cavendish and Amy Brown. And, okay, this is pretty cool. So do you see the shininess of the box? And then the picture they have on the front is matte, and then the back is matte and the images are shiny. Little things like that make it fun. Are you ready to reclaim the blessings of magic, wonder, and nature? Fairies are ancient, powerful elementals, and they have many blessings and gifts to offer. Once the fairies and the humans were allies, united in our love for and protection of the planet. Today, many have lost this connection, and with it, the blessings of the fairies. With this deck, it is the fairies' intention to reweave and reconstruct that relationship for the good of us all and for the good of this planet. With every card, you'll receive fairy treasure, a priceless gift to ignite your intuition, lift you up when the world seems too heavy, offer deep healing, and help set you once again on your true life path. Illustrated by renowned fairy artist Amy Brown and authored by Lucy Cavendish, the 45 cards and 124-page guidebook are a magical healing pathway to receiving messages and blessings from the fairies every day. Got the little divots to make it easy to pull the lid off. No surprises inside. Then we have the deck with a beautiful, very subtle, soft, organic design. And these aren't in order. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. All right. A Blessing of the Seelie. Now, I will try not to slobber on these cards. Amy Brown's artwork is exquisite. So delicate. Just beautiful. A Blessing of the Unseelie. You've got the Seelie court and the Unseelie court. Good ones and the bad ones. A Blessing of the Butterfly Queen. Look at that. Ah. A Blessing of Rapture. A Blessing of Honesty. A Blessing of Stillness. I love the color palette. I like the way they have matched a border color to the artwork. A Blessing of Armid. I want the dress. I think I could make that dress. I have a pattern that is like exactly that. A Blessing of Movement. A blessing of N-A. Okay, I'm going to look up and see if they tell you how to pronounce this. Is it Anne? This is the number 9 card. I'm sorry, I can't answer that phone right now. Good Lord. Okay. No, it doesn't tell you how to pronounce it. Anne. I'm going to call her Anne. A blessing of connection. A blessing of the shining ones. Oh. A blessing of Awen. A blessing of Nufer. N-W-Y-F-R-E. Fucking fairies. A blessing of the white heart. One of my totems. A blessing to undo an unfortunate Gesh. G-E-I-S. I'm assuming that's Gesh. In Celtic, a blessing of elf locks. Ooh, look at those. Look at the braids. Those are, what do they call those? Shit. Fishtail. A fishtail braid. A blessing of the green. They're actually very easy to do. Blessing of the sight. Ah, these are gorgeous. That palette right there. A blessing of dreams. Yes. A blessing of glamour. A blessing of the Beltane dew. A blessing from the ever young. A gift of laughter. Amy Brown in the stripy tights. Boy, that's one of her signatures. A blessing of the wild within. Ah, look at that. Gorgeous. A blessing of power. The blessing of the mothers. Look at those. How much am I loving the contrast? The balance. Wow. The gift of sharing. A blessing of the liminal space. Liminal means at the edge. So when you talk about the liminal space, like consciousness-wise, it's that place just on the periphery. It's that time like right when you're hanging there almost ready to drop into sleep, but you're not. When I go into that place, sometimes it feels like somebody's turned a radio on and is twisting the dial, tuning into the frequencies. Yes. A blessing of time. A blessing of Litha. Summer solstice. A blessing of the trooping fae. I just love the blues. A blessing of stability. Look at the rock stack. A blessing of fairy magic. I want that staff, thank you very much. A blessing of breed's flame. So there's Imbolc. A blessing of belief. A blessing of healing. A blessing of an Anamkara. Anamkara, I believe, is the house of belonging. Let's look that one up. A blessing on the heart's calling. A blessing from Queen Mab. A blessing of clear foresight. A blessing of a fairy guardian. A blessing of a light touch. A blessing of being understood. Look at that dragon. A blessing of a safe place in the world. Go stripy tights again. A blessing from a fairy determined to help you. And then we're back at the beginning. Okay, so let's look at the book. Healing Gifts and Shining Treasures from the Realm of Enchantment. This is 2019, Lucy Cavendish, edited by Jamie Morris, and artwork, Amy Brown. Dedication to all the fairy people in the world today. May you feel the rise of your fairy blood within you. May the work and play and creating you do, with the help of this deck, support your lovely, untamed heart. Let love be the law in your world, and most of all, stay wild, fairy child. Ah, yeah, okay. This is a traditional blessing from the Carmina Gadelica. Carmina Gadelica. Pluck will I the fairy wart, with expectation from the fairy bower, to overcome every oppression, as long as it be fairy wart. Fairy wart, I envy the one who has thee. There is nothing the sun encircles, but is to her a sure victory. Pluck will I mine honored plant, plucked by the great Mary, helpful mother of the people, to cast off me every tale of scandal and flippancy, ill life, ill love, ill luck, hatred, falsity, fraud, and vexation, till I go in the cold grave beneath the sod. Tell me where to find this fairy wart. I'd like to know, because I've never heard of it. In my terrible Irish accent. Okay, welcome to the Blessing of the Fairy Realm, how to work with your fairy. So welcome to the Blessings of the Fairy Realm. There's a lengthy introduction. The nature of fairy blessings. Why do we need the blessings of the fairies? Fairy words and worlds. Awen is the gift of inspiration. Gesh is often translated as a curse or a taboo. Geish, it's pronounced Geysh, Geish. So I was right about that. Glamour. So this is like this is a glossary. Liminal space or time is which is in between neither one thing or another. Litha, the name given to the summer solstice. Nui Frey. Okay, Nui Frey. Nui Frey. Nui Frey. And said rapidly, Nui Frey. Nui Frey. Okay. This word refers to the life force, energy, and a kind of innate vitality and shining well-being. The Seelie, said to be two nations of fairies or two fairy courts. One are the Seelie, who are said to be kind and good and light and helpful. The other are the Unseelie. They are the shadow to the light of the Seelie court. They are said to be tricky and mistrustful of humans. The Unseelie are the rebellious ones who do not go along to get along, and they can teach us how to do the same, how to be holy rascals, how to say no, how to release the difference between what is expected and what is right. All right, the She. The She are the fairies, people of the Maunder Hill. The Sight is the ability to see beyond the worlds. The Tua de Danann, the people of the goddess Dana. Okay. Since sometimes the word Danann is translated as land, they are also known as the people of the land. So, in any tribal culture, it's kind of like all of the Native American, the First Nations cultures, the name that they call themselves basically translates to the people in their language, or the people of the land. So, you've got the standing ones and the stone people and the creepy crawlies and everything. And then you've got the people, the human beings. So people of the land makes a lot of sense. The white hart, one of the most often mentioned fairy animals. This is a stag, pure white, and is nearly always a sign of the sacred. The white hart can also indicate boundaries between worlds. It is said that those who can see the white hart literally have a pure heart themselves, innocent and good. Okay. How to help the fairies in return. All right. Let's look at this part. Fairies often speak through energy, and they will certainly feel yours. When working with the fairies and receiving their blessings, it is a wonderful opportunity for us to cooperate with them and offer them a helping hand in return. This is as simple as offering them some time and energy to grow plants with tenderness and care, to offer them a wild and untamed part of a city garden, to avoid chemicals and pesticides both in the garden and in your home as well as personally, to clean up areas which have been harmed by humans or offer support to those who do that work, to plant trees, respect nature, spend more time immersed in the natural world. These are very practical ways of making a traditional offering to fairy. If you would prefer to make an offering in the style of the old ones, you may wish to mix a little milk and honey and place it in a dish, or even better, on a leaf that acts as a cup or in a special chalice or small cauldron. You can see the two fairies in card number 33, A Blessing of Fairy Magic, raising up beautiful dishes if you need some inspiration. If you wish, after mixing the honey and the milk or cream together, you could go outside, raise up your offering, chanting the fairy charm I wrote. I've adapted here so it is more aligned to the purpose of your beautiful fairy blessing cards. All right, here we go. To the fairies, my kith and kin, I wish to find an entry into your realm safe and true, to receive your blessings, your wisdom straight from you. To you I bring this gift of mine, some food, some honey, some milk divine. I ask for you to hear my call and bring me home to you once more. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael. O fairies, come be with us now and bring us true messages. Okay. I don't know that we have to go much further than that. Some of the many kinds of fairies within the world. Guardians, Menahune. Okay, yeah, that's Hawaiian. Tuatadanan, Tiluteg. Wanderers, watchers are all fairies. Good, Seelie and unseelie. Signs of their presence, fairy phenomena. Oh, read the charm below and see if you can estimate how long the old fairy doctors of the Celtic lands believed fairies lived for. This is how long they live. 9 nines sucking at the breast, 9 nines unsteady trembling, 9 nines fleet swift, 9 nines able, 9 times 9 times 9 ages they have strong, 9 nines victorious empowered, 9 nines bonneted slow, 9 nines beardy gray, 9 nines into all that is again. Damn. Okay. Ooh. Here are some other signs of the presence of fairies. Butterflies, crowns, dragons, elf locks, the tangling of your hair by the fairies. My hair was constantly matted when I was a little kid. I had these huge knots back here. And of course they blamed it on me, saying I did it at night in my sleep. I was back there weaving my hair, apparently. But, when you're a little kid, your hair is much finer. And it just mats. Plus, it was long. My mother never braided it at night or put it in a ponytail or anything. So, of course, you're sleeping at night and your head's going back and forth. It's going to get matted. Anyway, elf locks. It's the fairies that were doing it, and they blamed it on me. Okay. So here's the charm for you to chant as you weave this magic into your own hair or weave it into knotwork. Oh, I use a version of this. By knot of 1, fairy spells begun. By knot of 2, fairy spell is true. By knot of 3, fairy blessed be. By knot of 4, the open door. By knot of 5, the spell's alive. By knot of 6, the spell we fix. By knot of 7, earth as in heaven. Earth as is heaven. By knot of 8, through the gate. By knot of 9, the spell is mine. They left off the 8 and 9. Okay. Awesome. Fairy mound, fairy ring, 7-pointed star, wings, fairy goddesses. Do they say how to pronounce your name? Anne is deeply revered and respected. Okay. Ermith. Okay. Breed. Okay, here's a song that Ermith sings. This is a song she was said to sing over the bodies of the wounded or ill. Bone to bone, vein to vein, balm to balm, sap to sap, skin to skin, tissue to tissue, blood to blood, flesh to flesh, sinew to sinew, marrow to marrow, pith to pith, fat to fat, membrane to membrane, fiber to fiber, moisture to moisture. Ermith's healing charm to be sung over medicines for the wounded. Ugh. Then we have Donna. We have Queen Mab. How to work with your fairy blessing cards, how to receive intuitive guidance, letting the fairies light the way, the art of shuffling. You can be very creative with your cards. You can also play and find new and interesting ways to shuffle your cards. When people come, okay. As your fairy blessing cards are quite large compared to traditional tarot, you may find them a little difficult to shuffle if you have small hands like I do. When people come for a reading, I hand them the cards. They often tell me they find it hard to shuffle. Here's a tip to make this much easier. How about make the cards smaller? Hold your cards upright so that your hands are stretched across their width, the short side, not their length, and shuffle them in that position, long sides to long sides. It's a very small adjustment that can make a powerful difference. Or you could make the card smaller. Okay, getting familiar with the feeling in your head. Sometimes you stir the cards as if they're in a cauldron. All right. Inviting the fairies to offer you their blessing. All right. Reversals. Reading with your fairy blessing cards. Cards with wings. Do they give reverse? They don't give reverse meanings. So reversals, they say, allowing yourself to receive this blessing in your life. You're being invited to consider being more receptive. Do I feel worthy of receiving this blessing? Do I accept this blessing? Do I chide myself for being childish, for believing that cards or fairies could even... So reverses are just you're blocking yourself. Cards with wings, when a card flies out of the deck. We know about that. 5 magical fairy blessing card spreads. Blessing of the day, a blessing of the night. Triple fairy goddess spread. Maiden fairy goddess, mother fairy goddess, crone fairy goddess. 7 pointed star reading. Ooh. The wheel of the year spread. Keeping the energy of your fairy blessing cards fresh and sparkling. Refresh them and restore them. Take them out into the wild. Place them in the original order. Yes, that is the best way to rest your deck. Your blessing cards is an entry into fairy. Okay. Let's ask the fairies. All right, I made that offering. Now I offer to the deck. I'm going to offer salt water and fresh water as I stick my thumb into the charcoal. And then offer the deck the fire of Azrael. I offer you perfume, smoke, fire, and water. And I will go down and offer you some cherry liquor as well. Oh, fairies, yes, I will. Oh, okay, so they might be big, but they are very bendy. Good job, Blue Angel. So, I can get my fingers around them, but then when you go to do this, it's like, look at that. It works. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So not difficult at all. Let's see about doing them long sides together. See, they don't bend as well that way. You get chunks. No, I think we can do them just the other way. No problem at all. All right, fairies, I offer you breath and air. Please tell us your message for thriving in our times. Fairies, we're open to your gifts, we're open to your magic, we're open to your blessings. Please ask for 3 of you to come and speak to us. 1 more, okay? We'll take them out of here. A blessing from the ever young, a blessing of the movement, and a blessing of connection. Okay, the ever young is number 22. The fairy gift of joyous energy that flows all the days of your life, whether you be young or an elder with many years behind you. I appreciate that. Let the gift of the ever young be yours this day, friend. The blessing of the vitality that runs through the veins, the ability to move freely and joyfully, the sense that that there are many years before you and that your energy is flowing strong and sweet in veins and heart and brain and limbs. You will be able to do so much more with when the blessing of the ever young is yours. It is not that we deny aging, the fairies say, for we are ancient, yet we are ever young too. It is possible to be an elder, to grow older a little each day, yet be vital, full of the flow of life, able to be who you are without infirmity or fatigue or aches and troubles. These may come and go, but with this blessing, the pure gift comes to you. Let the fairies assist you and move through your energy field, clearing all that troubles the parts of you, so that your sun becomes youthful and vibrant and glowing with your own natural energy once again. For you, human child, were loved when you were small, and now that you are growing older, the Fae love you well, love you still, and will lend to you an energy that belongs to the whole world and which must not be denied to you. Fairy blessings of the ever young to you, friend. Well, that is hitting me so personally, because, I have to remind myself, and I look at just genetics and how long people are living, that I could have 40 years left on me. And, I have so much to do yet. That really feels good to me, but I want them to be vital years. So the blessing of the ever young talks about, it's also a call to allow yourself to be young, allow yourself to have the joys of your youth, and not think of yourself as old and aging and how old you're getting, but just how vital you still are. This is the only thing that's changing, the outer package. You're still who you are. So that's the reminder there. And card 8, the blessing of movement, the fairy gift of free-flowing liberty movement through the world, deciding your own direction. Free-flowing liberty. Does that sound good? Let the fairies offer you this gift of movement, of the freeing of the stagnant parts of your life, of the disentangling of the cords that have bound you, and the clearing of the way before you so that you can go to where you dream and wish of. Okay, so you have a lot of vitality in you. Use this gift to move yourself forward. Let the fairies be with you as you finally begin to break free and explore more, either through movement of the mind, with ideas, or movement of the body, with joy in the expression of the body, or movement from one place to another, or movement to destinations you've dreamed of. Let the movement ripple through any emotional places where old habits have pooled and grown heavy in their energy, and let the fairies clear this from you, blessing you now with a lightness and a freedom and a sense of the unknown before you. May the freedom to come and to go now be yours, and let every step become a blessing to you. Know that the fairies bless you as you move forward into the unknown adventure of life with all of its holy freedoms. Okay. This is an ironic sounding thing to me right now, because we don't have liberation, in any way, really. We are being challenged on all fronts by that nasty-ass Saturn that stationed yesterday as I shoot this, station direct. And we're waiting for Pluto to go in a matter of days now. So we have a lot of limitations and a lot of strictures on the freedom, literally the freedom of movement, where we can go and what we can do these days. This is calling you to be free in a bigger way, inside. Free yourself inside. Free yourself from the trap of feeling like I'm stagnant. So they are giving us the gift of movement so we can move past that illusion of stagnancy. Just because we have external limitations doesn't mean we're limited internally. Okay, a blessing of connection. The fairy gift of interactions with the natural world and with humanity, where we feel we have a true place. This blessing is a fairy gift, that of deep connection and affinity with the world around you. There will soon be a new friendship or contact or being who enters your world and with whom you seem to have great and natural understanding despite your differences. This can be between two people in a bond crossing cultures, locations, customs, or between animal and human, creating warmth and love and beauty and companionship, or between yourself and the fairy world, allowing you to feel enlivened, strengthened, emboldened, and able to sense all about you their presence. When this takes place, you feel a true part of the planet and the world, and you feel a sense of belonging and being at home. With this blessing, you are so very comfortable and at ease for perhaps the first time in a long time. You are accepted and cared for, heard and truly listened to, and there will be friendly interactions when this beautiful blessing of the Fae comes to be with you. Enjoy the interactions and the renewed sense of being at home within the world of nature. Okay, so this talks about being free, acknowledging that you're free regardless of the restrictions that are externally placed. This talks about making a new connection with yourself, with fairy, with another person, with an animal. but talking about Faery, when you can't go out and be with your friends and connect with them in that way, generate that relationship with Faery. This talks about making a connection with them. So with that message, they are really coming to you, the viewers, and to me. And I do want to look up that Anamkara one because I forgot. Okay, I think it's called the House of Belonging, but I'm curious. The fairy gift of a soul friend who is a boon to your life. Okay, this blessing is essential to all of us, for to be without an Anamkara, as the fairy goddess Breed said, as the fairy goddess Breed said, to be a body without a head. The Anamkara is the blessing of a soul friend. Oh, so the house of belonging, but it's with another person. A person who is loving and compassionately honest with us, to whom we can share the least of ourselves and be accepted and heard. The Anamkara can be a friend, a lover, a mentor, a teacher, a therapist. There's nearly always a spiritual dimension to the interactions. So the fairies bless you now with the gift of the Anamkara, the friend who will know your yearnings and gently guide you to their fruition. Okay, so now I know what that is. Wow, cool. This is a beautiful deck and a very specifically purposed deck. So I don't know that I would use this deck as a reading, to do a reading, because it really is just about, this is the blessing that's coming to you. I think this would be a perfect 1 card a day deck to just pull a blessing, ask for. I mean, it certainly could be used in a divinatory way. Please tell me what I need in order to blah, blah, blah. Fairies, what are you willing to help me with blah, 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 things like that. So, certainly an absolutely beautiful deck. Lucy Cavendish and Amy Brown, who could find anything to complain about with that duo, really. And I'm kind of glad, too, that there's a... Okay, those were the extra 2. I am glad that it's different than Lucy's regular, normal oracle decks. I mean, she's done so many wonderful oracle decks, and they're absolutely fabulous. But there's a difference to it, and I really appreciate that difference. And there's a little shininess in the letters there. Can you see them? Come on, shine for me, letters, shine for me. Come on, it's not gonna shine for me. Oh well. The letters are shiny too. Take my word for it. I hope you enjoyed that. This is the Zen Witch, and there's a donation button down below if you'd like to support my work with this. You can also donate a deck to me, and if you give me that gift deck, I'll do a reading for you in my unboxing video, just for you. I hope that you're taking care of yourself. I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that you're envisioning a beautiful future in which we finally bust through all these chains that are keeping us bound and really move into this liberation that the cards were just telling us about. Let's move forward. Let's connect in a new, broader way. Fairies, we need your help. I'm here every day for an unboxing, and I'm here a lot of other days for other stuff too, and I hope you're enjoying it. So if you are, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing. Until then, stay safe. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.